All right, shalom, 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 Israel. This is Brother Yavanah.
This is Brother Porya.
Brother Hamadah.
All right, with the Flaming Fire Israel. I'm going to start off first and foremost, giving the course our honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, who the world calls God, and name is only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, who the world calls Jesus Christ, man. And we're going to start off, we're going to blow the trumpet through the Spirit, man. Just finish the Sabbath. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Sun almost down. I don't know if it's fully done yet. Yeah, it ain't fully down over here on the East Coast. But so let's get it, man. This lesson gonna be on for once and for all, right? Once and for all, who are the Gentiles, right? Because you can go to Christians, you got even Israelites that try to add the Gentiles as being the so-called other nations into the salvation, into the promises, into the mercy, into all the things that the Bible speaks about that's specific to Israel. So we're gonna go to the main scriptures they go to. Also, you of course having multiple precepts to break it down through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Shemi Shah. Go through the multiple precepts to prove who is the Gentiles in the New Testament, right? And what is being talked about here, is it a new thing? Is Paul sort of just winging it? Because it's in Paul's writings that they deal with. Brothers in the truth. And you got brothers so-called in the truth, and you got brothers that's in Christianity. It's just going off. So we're going to touch on who the Gentiles are, because this is a huge stumbling block for our people, man.
Exactly.
Huge stumbling block, major stumbling block. I wouldn't even say huge. This is a major stumbling block.
Very major.
When it comes to serving the Most High, keeping His commandments, and who are the Gentiles. This is one of the major, things, man. So we're gonna go right into it. We're gonna start off with Romans 9, right? Because a lot of Christians and like Jake's in the truth run to this off. They don't know who the Gentiles are. Run to Romans 11. So we're gonna go to Romans 9 first, and then we're gonna read parts of Romans 11, and then we're gonna jump into just other scriptures showing who the Gentiles are, man. So let's go ahead and pop it off with Romans 9.
Romans chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Christ. I lie not. My conscience also bearing witness in the Holy Ghost that I have a great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were a curse for Christ, for my brethren, for my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites.
All right, so Paul's brethren, his kinsmen according to the flesh, they're Israelites, right? Keep reading.
To whom pertaineth the adoption.
Right, so the Israelites are the only ones that can be adopted. Give me Galatians 4 and 5. Now we want to touch on every part of this. Give me Galatians 4 and 5 real quick. On the adoption.
Galatians 4 and 5.
Yeah. Right, bring it up.
All right, this is a Galatians chapter 4, verse 5.
Right.
To redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive adoption of sons.
Right, so redeem them that are under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons. Now, Israel, give me Exodus, the 3rd chapter, the 9th verse, right? So we might receive the adoption of sons, right? Not 3 verse 9. Give me Exodus 9, Salakia.
Exodus 9.
I think there's
3.
I think it's 4 actually, not 9. Give me 4 and 22. 4 and 22. Salakia, give me Exodus 4 and 22. Yeah.
All right. Exodus chapter 4, verse 22.
All right.
It says, "And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, Thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn."
So Israel is the Lord's son, even his firstborn. So who's this adoption of sons going to? It's going to Israel, right? Those that are under the law. Who are the people under the law that we just read in Galatians, the 4th chapter? It's going to be Israel, right? And we're going to prove it with another precept. Finish that out for Romans 9 and 4.
Romans chapter 9, verse 4.
Right?
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaining the adoption.
Right? We just proved that adoptions are those people that are under the law that they may receive the adoption of sons. We went to Galatians to prove it. Right? And who are the sons? The Israelites. Right? They're the son of the Most High, the sons of the Most High, even the firstborn. Kiri.
And the glory.
And the glory, which is the kingdom for the Israelites. Kiri.
And the covenants.
And the covenant. Now let's break this part down. Give me Hebrews 8 and 8. You know what I want?
8.
Right? Because you got the old covenant, of course, was made for Israel.
All right.
Now let's get the new covenant. Bring it out.
This is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8. It says, "For finding fault with them, he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel,
right,
and with the house of Judah."
So the old covenant was made with Israel. The new covenant is made for Israel. Now let's touch on that glory part. Let's go back one part and go to the glory. Give me Revelations 22 and 12. Let's get the kingdom, the glory. Let's get who the kingdom's for, man. Revelations 22 and 12.
You mean 21 and
21 and 12 is a lot. You know.
All right. This is Revelations chapter 21, verse 12. It says, "And it had a wall great and high."
Right. Kingdom of heaven. Keep reading.
"And it had 12 gates."
It had what?
"And it had 12 gates."
Right.
"And at the gates 12 angels."
Right.
"And the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel."
Right. So, the kingdom, the glory is for the Israelites. The 12 gates for the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So finish it out on Romans 9 and 4.
Romans 9, verse 4.
Right.
"And the giving of the law."
And the what?
"And the giving of the law."
Give me Psalm 78 and 5. Let's prove this part. We're going to prove every part. We'll go through the precepts, and break it down through the Spirit. Psalms chapter 78 and verse 5.
Come. This is Psalms chapter 78, verse 5.
Right.
It says, "For he established a testimony in Jacob,
right,
and appointed a law into Israel."
In Israel. Right. So he appointed a law in Israel, and he established a testimony in Jacob. Right. Can you read?
It says, "Which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children."
Right. So these testimonies, both of these testimonies, even though there's no split between the Old and New Testament, the concepts of the Old and New Testament were made up by a man named Eusebius, man, a so-called white man. This whole book is one book. This whole book is the book combined, right? These are all our writings. There's no separation like the Apocrypha in the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's not found. These are all written in the book. These are all different books, different letters, all things written for the knowledge of the Israelites, right? So the Testaments was given to the Israelites, and the laws was given to the Israelites. Let's keep reading.
And the service of God.
And the what?
And the service of God.
So the service of God. Now we know what the service of God. Who can serve the Most High? Only the Israelites can serve the Most High. They're the only people that can serve God, man. So now we going into it, and it's looking pretty ugly for any of these other nations as being these Gentiles as Paul is speaking to already, right? Because all these things that he just says only applies to Israel. Now you think he's just going to go out and talk to just these heathen. No, he's talking to Israelites that are scattered abroad. We're going to prove it once for all without a doubt through the Spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. If it be the Lord will. Keep reading.
And the promises.
And the what?
And the promises.
Now the promises. Now who is the promises given to? Let's get it. Galatians. Go back to Galatians. Give me Galatians 3:16. All right.
3:16.
Right.
All right, come. This is Galatians chapter 3, verse 16.
Right.
It says, now to Abraham and his seed were the promises made.
Right. So Abraham and to his seed were the promises made. Now, is it everybody under Abraham? No, it's this select chosen seed under Abraham. Right. And out of Abraham came Isaac, and out of Isaac came Jacob. Those were the promises was made to the Israelites. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Is that it on that? Is it a little bit more?
It keeps going.
Bring it up.
It says, he saith not, and to the seeds as of many,
Right.
but as of one,
Right.
and to thy seed, which is Christ.
Right. So it's of one seed. Right. These are the Israelites. And where does Christ come from? The Israelites. Right. This is who this seed is. It's talking about the children of Israel. And the chosen out of that seed is Hamashiach Yahweh. Right? So these are the ones that the promises was given to, man. Give me Psalms 147:19. You know, we always go to. You know, you sort of got to bring out the milk.
This is Psalms chapter 147:19.
Right?
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right?
He have not dealt so with any nation. And as far as his judgments, they have not known.
Right. So the Lord has not dealt so with any other nation, man. And as for his judgments, they have not known them, man. And it's praise ye the Lord at the end of that.
Okay.
Right? So give me Jeremiah 31:33. So we're going to cut it up through the Spirit, man. Right.
It says, this is Jeremiah chapter 31 and 33.
Well, this is talking about the new covenant.
Yeah.
But if you brothers want to read that, you go to Jeremiah 31 and 33. And it's basically saying the same thing as Hebrews 8 and 8. For sake of time, I'm going to move on. Salakia. Give me Galatians. Go back to Galatians one more time.
Galatians.
Yeah, 3:29 is what I'm on.
Okay.
And then we're going to continue back on Romans 9. Salakia.
3 and 8, you said?
29.
Oh, 29.
Right.
All right. All right, this is Galatians chapter 3, verse 29.
Right.
It says, and if ye be Christ,
Right.
then are ye Abraham's seed,
Right.
and heirs according to the promise.
Now we just seen that the promises for Israel. We just read that in Romans 9 and 4. Right. And if you be in Christ, then are you Abraham's seed and seed that seed according to the promise, which are the Israelites. So this isn't talking about anyone else but Israel here, man. So finish that out in Romans 9.
Romans 9, verse 5. Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came,
Right.
who is over all, God bless forever. Amen.
Right.
Not as though the word of God has taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
Right.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children.
Right. Because just because you're under Abraham don't mean that you're chosen of God. This is clear enough what we just read in Galatians 3 and 29, and also in Galatians the 4th chapter. Right. If you be Abraham's, that you are that seed according to the promise. Keep reading.
Are they all children? But in Isaac shall the seed be called.
And that chosen seed is where the seed is called. Right? We just read that in Galatians the 4th chapter. Right? And followed it up with Galatians 3 and 29. Right? So Israel is the one that's chosen. Right? Keep reading now.
Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh,
right?
These are not the children of God.
Right. So everyone ain't the children of God. It's only one children of God, and that's Israel, man. Right? If you you are the flesh or you are the children of Israel, and you the children of God. Can you read?
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Right.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also conceived it by one, even by our father Isaac,
Right.
for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand.
Right, because a lot of people can't understand why the Most High loves Jacob and he hates Esau, man. And the reason is because he wanted it that way, man. The Lord predestined it that way, man. He has his chosen and he has the ones that he hates, man. Right? And he got everyone else that don't mean nothing. Right? He got his select group of people. Right? You sort of got to deal with it. Can you read?
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
Right? So it's nothing Esau could have did to get the blessing. Right? If you got ears to hear, let yourself hear. Right? It's nothing any other nation could have did to get this blessing because it was ordained for the Israelites to be chosen. Right? Not of works. We didn't do nothing special to get to be chosen. Right? The Most High just chose us but of him that calleth. Right? Keep read.
Verse 12, it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
Right.
And it is written, Jacob have I loved it, but Esau have I hated.
Right.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God?
Right.
God forbid.
Right.
Verse 15, for he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right.
And I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
Right.
Verse 16, so then it is not to him that willeth.
Right. It's not about what you want. Because a lot of people, they want these other nations to be grafted in.
That's right.
They want these other nations to be saved. It's not of him that willeth, right? Can you read?
Nor of him that runneth.
No, you doing your own thing. You trying to make your own way. Keep read.
But of God that showeth mercy.
You can't make the Most High show mercy to these other nations.
That's right.
Right? And we're going to prove it who the Gentiles are. And we're going to show you that you can't make the Most High show mercy to these other nations, man. Because it's only for one group. It's only for one people. Now, we're not gonna read the whole Romans 9. We're gonna jump down to the controversial subjects. Get Romans 9 and 24. This is a controversial subject, right? And we got to get on that. Romans 9 and 24.
Romans 9, verse 24.
Right.
Even us, whom he has called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles.
Right. So you got here in this saying, not of the Jews, but also of the Gentiles. Now people hear that, ooh, well, the Gentile. After all, what really kills me is after all the things Paul don't say it's only about Israel. People say, oh, well, the Gentiles get in this too. No, he just said who was for in Romans 9 and 4 and 5 and 6. He said who it was all for, man. Now you think he's just doing his own thing, man? Now you think he's just saying, well, they got it too. No, he just showed you who it was for, right? And it's finna prove it with the next verse. Give me Hosea 1 and 10, right? Read it out. Keep reading out.
As he said, also in Hosea.
OC, right? So OC is talking about Hosea. Now Paul is quoting a Hosea here, so we gotta go and see what is Hosea saying, right? But keep reading that.
I will call them my people, which were not my people.
So you read this without understanding, without going to Hosea, you're like, oh, they was never the Lord's people. Now they getting called the Lord's people. That's what you got to. Christians always speak about context, but they never deal with context. Because here we just read the context in Romans 9 and 4 and 3 and all these scriptures here, and it's saying that only Israel's been chosen. Israel's the one that all this gives to. But now all of a sudden they think, oh, well, now these other people are going to get this. That's against everything he just said. Right? Keep read.
And her beloved, which were not my beloved. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there shall they be called the children of the living God.
So now we got to go to Hosea. We got to see, because Paul's quoting Hosea here. So now we got to go, what was Hosea saying? What was Hosea meaning when he wrote this? Now go Hosea 1 and 10.
All right, come on. This is Hosea chapter 1, verse 10,
Right.
it says, yet the number of the children of Israel.
Who's he talking about?
Yet the number of the children of Israel.
No, everyone.
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea,
right,
which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Right.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God.
Because what people don't understand, you see it right here, is talking about Israel, right? The reason we were called Gentiles is because we went into the Gentiles' ways, right? You had the northern kingdom that was known for being just like the Gentiles, right? Even Christ was telling you how they was just like the Gentiles, right? And they were considered Gentiles. And we're going to go to John 7 and prove that also, man, right? So you say here that, look, it's just like what's happening now, right? We didn't know we was Israelites. We didn't know we was chosen of God. We were Gentiles, right? And I'm gonna prove it to y'all. We were Gentiles, as in we was Gentiles in the flesh, in the spirit, of the way that we was walking, man. We was doing the things of this world. You know, we celebrating Christmas. We was celebrating all these things in the ways of America, right? We were just like, if you go picked out a heathen, we acted exactly like the heathen, man, right? And this is the same thing was going back then. That's why the Lord says we were the people that was not called my people. That's because we didn't know who we were. Then they're going to be called the children of the living God. Now we're going to know that we the children of the Most High, right? And the children of the Most High is the Israelites, man. So come on. Let's go to John 7 and 35. Let's get Christ's account of that, right? Because this word Gentile is just, you know, if you don't have understanding, if you don't know what's going on here, you're going to be led astray very quickly. Get John 7 and 35.
All right, come. This is John chapter 7, verse 35.
Right.
It says, then said the Jews among themselves.
Right.
It says, whither will he go?
Right.
That we shall not find him. It says, will he go unto the disperse among the Gentiles.
Read it again.
Disperse among the Gentiles.
Will he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles? Can you read?
And teach the Gentiles.
Now look, this is telling you exactly who the Gentiles are. Because the Israelites are asking, is he going to go to the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? He just called it dispersed. Don't talk about dispersed Israelites among the Gentiles. And he said he called them Gentiles. But they're Israelites. They're dispersed among the Gentiles. Now let's go to this in another version. Because it's key sometimes to go in different versions to see the way the interpreters, the interpretation was meant to be put out. Right? So let's go to John 7 and 35. But let's go to it in the NLT. I'm going to see what it says, man. Let's find it real quick. John 7 and 35 in the NLT. Right? All right. So this is John 7:35 in the NLT. And it says, the Jewish leaders were puzzled by this statement. Where is he planning to go? They asked, is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he would even teach the Greeks. So you're saying here that they're saying that these Israelites, these Gentiles, are the Jews in other lands, man. Right? And they were considered Greeks. They were considered Gentiles because they were in these other lands, man. That's what you got to understand. This is a concept you got to get. You got to understand that when it says Gentiles, it's not speaking about another nation all the time.
That's right.
You got to understand that. You got Israel that's been getting called Gentiles for the longest, man. Let's prove it. Let's go to Romans 10. Give me Romans 10. 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That one.
Bring it up.
All right, this is not Romans. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1.
Right.
It says, "Move over, brother. I would not have," it says, "I would not that ye shall be ignorant,
Right.
how that all your fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized under Moses."
Right. So these same Corinthians that Paul is talking to, right? He just told them they were Israelites. Now, if you ask a Christian, he's gonna say the Corinthians are heathen. But right here, you're saying that these are Israelites. They passed through the sea with Moses. They're the Israelites. Only the Israelites did that, right? So now let's go to 1 Corinthians 12 and 1, and let's see what they was called. 1 Corinthians 12 and 1.
1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1.
Right.
It says, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1.
Right.
It says, "Now concerning the spiritual gifts, brethren, I will not have you ignorant.
Right.
Ye shall not, ye should know that ye were Gentiles."
That they what?
It says, "Ye shall know that ye were
They
Gentiles."
said that they were Gentiles.
Exactly.
Paul said that ye were Gentiles. Now, how can you be Gentiles if the Paul just said they was Israelites in 1 Corinthians the 10th chapter? That went through the Red Sea with Moses. That's because they acted like the Gentiles, right? That's because they were acting like the heathen, right? Keep reading.
"Ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away," it says, "unto these dumb idols,
Right,
even as ye were led."
right. So you see here, and give me 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and 43. He got it. 1 Maccabees chapter 1 and 43.
1 verse 33.
Get 15 first, then jump down to 43. Right? 1 Maccabees 1 and 15, and then get 33. And then you give me Ephesians 2 and 11. Right? Because this is a concept that's found in the scriptures when Israel wanted to be like the heathen. You sort of call that brother a heathen, man. That's just what you did. Get that, brother.
1 Maccabees chapter 1.
Yeah, and
Verse 33.
before you get 43, get 15.
43 or 33.
43. Get 15 first.
Start off 15.
Yeah.
Verse 15. Let's see what we got here.
1 Maccabees 1 and 15.
1 and 15. And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
Actually started 14, Salaki.
1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 14.
Actually started 13, Salaki.
1 Maccabees chapter 1 verse 13.
Right.
Then certain of the people were so far herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
Right. So they acted like the heathen. They was following the heathens' ways, the heathens' laws, everything. Can you read?
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem.
It's called a gymnasium, man. People go into gyms now, right? Those things are heathen. Those go back to the Greeks. Can you read?
According to the custom of the heathen.
Right.
And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
Right.
And joined themselves to the heathen.
And did what?
And joined themselves to the heathen.
Right, can you read?
And were sold to do mischief.
They were sold to do mission, right? So basically, if you got, let's use an example, man, right? If you got a Jake, let's use when we was in the fields and in slavery, right? If you had a house nigga, right? That's what they call him. A Jake that was he loved the master, right? And he was with the master, and he cared about the master more than himself. Right, and he cared about the master more than the master cared about himself.
That's right.
Right? Would you go around him? Are you going to tell him? Are you going to act like he's the same as y'all? No. He basically might as well be the white man. He basically might as well be another Edomite walking around, another so-called white man walking around, man. Because he was sold to the white man, right? He's not physically sold. He was sold to do mission, right? The same way you had these Israelites that were sold to do wickedness, man, and were sold to do, when it's the word souls mean they convincing their mind to be a part of this society. You got a lot of our people convincing their mind to be a part of this society right now. They love Christmas and Thanksgiving. No matter what you tell them, no matter how many precepts you pull out, right? They are sold to continue in the ways of this world. They are those what you call Gentiles. We were Gentiles, right?
That's right.
Because we acted like the Gentiles. We're gonna prove it. Get that verse 43, and then we're gonna go back to the Ephesians, the second chapter.
Okay. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 43.
Right?
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion,
right?
And sacrificed it unto idols,
right?
And profaned it the Sabbath.
Right. So you see right here that you have many Israelites consenting to these different religions, just like today. Man, think about how many Israelites you got in Christianity, right? They consent to these religions. You know, they sacrifice unto idols. They're doing it now. They love Caesar Borgias, you know. Can you read? Well, actually, Salakia. Yeah, and profaning the Sabbath, you know, that's a custom of the heathen. Mm-hmm. And you got our people doing it right now. They consider Gentiles. The northern kingdom was wicked as hell, and it always been wicked. And this is them coming back with the southern kingdom, if you got ears to hear. Keep reading.
Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem,
right,
and the cities of Judah,
right,
that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
Right, so they was following these strange laws of the land, man. They was following these strange ways, man. That's right there is what you call Hellenization, man. Right? Which means you got Israelites going after the ways of the Greeks, being sold for the Greeks. They convincing their mind that this is the way I should be living, right?
Same thing you're doing today.
Exactly, same thing. Look, nothing new under the sun.
Same thing you're doing.
Get Ephesians 2 and 11 out.
Right. They telling everybody to keep Sunday.
Exactly.
Don't worry about the
right.
Passover.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Right.
Don't worry about the feast days.
They sold to it.
They sold to it, man.
No matter a lot of them, no matter how many scriptures you bring out, they're not trying to hear it, man.
Same thing.
This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, wherefore remember that ye being in the time past Gentiles in the flesh.
See? So he's talking to the Israelites, and he called them Gentiles in the flesh. Now, are they actual Gentiles in the actual flesh? No. But because if you were Gentiles in the flesh, you couldn't be time past Gentiles in the flesh. If you got ears to hear. If you were how can you be, if you are a natural born Gentile, how can you used to be a Gentile?
That's right.
He's telling them that they used to have Gentile ways, man. So much that they call them Gentiles in the flesh. Right. That's what you see why you think Jakes was called Gentiles, right? It's because they were sold to do mischief. They were sold to be like the Gentiles. They were sold in these different ways, man. Shalom, brother, Salakia. Jaquise Carter. Salakia, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, brother. So bring that up.
All right, come.
Finish. Read that again.
It says, "Who are called uncircumcision, by which is called the circumcision in the flesh, made by hands."
Circumcision in the flesh made by hands. It's called.
Yeah.
Get verse 22. I mean verse 12. Salakia.
Verse 12.
Salakia. Get verse 12.
It says that it says that at that time.
The end.
No,
that's like okay. Go ahead.
See that at that time, ye were without Christ, being aliens from the
commonwealth
of Israel.
So just like the northern kingdom, they was aliens, right? They was aliens from Jerusalem. They weren't keeping no Passover. Those Israelites that was called Greeks that were Hellenists, right? They weren't coming down and keeping the Passover, the Feast of Tabernacles. They was aliens from the Commonwealth of Israel, man. Why do you think he's talking to them, man? He's telling them, look, you're an Israelite, right? You're the chosen people of God.
Exactly.
He ain't telling them that, oh, you a heathen. You can't get, look. You gotta understand the wordplay in this Bible, because it's a lot of wordplay, right? And the Most High don't set it up that if you're not diligent, if you're not looking into these words, if you're not going precept among precept, you ain't gonna understand what's going on, man.
You don't know what's going on.
You know you're gonna be out there teaching the heathen. You go out there and try to teach the heathen and see how many of them are gonna put fringes on their garments, man.
Mm-hmm.
See how many of them gonna see how many of their women gonna have their head covered, man, when they praying or prophesying. See how many of them gonna come out and keep the Feast of Tabernacles, the Passover, the Purim coming up. See how many of them gonna keep the Pentecost. See how many gonna keep all them Day of Atonement. See how many of them gonna actually do those things, man. They're not gonna do it, man. I promise you they won't. Because it's against them. It's not in their spirit to do it, man. So Salakia, give me Acts 21 and 21. One of y'all. Acts 21 and 21.
Acts chapter 21.
Give me Amos 3 and 2.
Verse 21.
Right?
And they are informed of thee,
Right.
that thou teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles.
That what?
That they teachest all the Jews which are among the Gentiles.
You gotta understand here, right? That they are teaching all the Jews among the Gentiles. Why do you look? If Paul was teaching the actual Gentiles, right, the heathen, the ones that never served the Most High, right, the ones that's never been connected to the Most High in any way, the one that's exactly the opposite of the Most High, right? Why is he only going to these couple of churches where Israelites are? Why isn't he going to? Why is there no letters where Paul's talking to the Chinese, man? Where he's trying to bring in some Asians? Where's some Moabites, man? There's no account of that, man. There's no account of Paul writing to some Africans, man. There's no account of Paul writing to somebody in all these different other places and all these different other nations of people. It's a reason why he only wrote where he knew Israelites were and where a church can be built and where the churches were, is because they were only where Israelites were, man. He wasn't trying to talk to everyone. If he was trying to talk to everyone, it'd be a lot more books in the Bible. It'd be a lot more letters of Paul. It wouldn't be these letters just where Hellenized Israelites are at, man. It's just, you got to sort of deal with it, man. Give me Acts 2 and 5. And
Amos.
Yo, you got Amos. What you got?
Amos 3, 1 and 2.
Amos 3 and 2. Get that real quick.
Let me get 1 for 2.
Nah, just get 2.
Okay, get 2.
Yeah.
All right. This is Amos chapter 3, verse 2.
Right.
It says, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth."
Right. And look, the Most High, you read Malachi 3 and 6, the Lord doesn't change, man. He said, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, man. Right. The Lord ain't say, well, I'm going to get to know these other nations. No. He ain't changed on that, man. Keep reading.
It says, "Wherefore I will punish you for all your iniquities."
And he's been punishing us for all our iniquities, man. Why you think we're at this lower state, man? Why you think we've been going through hell? Because the Most High been whipping us, man. He been chastening us, man. Give me that Revelations 5 and 9. And you got that
Acts 2 and 5.
Yeah, Acts 2 and 5.
Revelation
5 and 9. And you go get this first. Because this is the key. This is another, we're gonna go to another thing they try to go to. Revelations 5 and 9. Bear with us, Israel. Gotta pull up the blue letter for this one. Right, bring it up.
This is Revelation chapter 5, verse 9.
Right.
It says, "And I say, sung a new
You
song."
gotta get up. And they sung.
It says, "And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof.
Right.
For thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to God by the by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
Now, when you get these Christians swear when they read this verse, oh look, why is it coming from all these people? Kindreds. Let's go into these words, man. All right. This is why you gotta constantly be looking at the words. You gotta seek diligently to understand what's getting told here. Right. First of all, redemption. It says, and thou wast slain and has redeemed us. Mm-hmm. Now who's getting redeemed? Let's get it. Give me what's that? Acts 5:30.
Acts 5:30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. All right, let's get the redemption part. Is that what I want?
Yeah, the God of our fathers.
Nah, that's not what I want. So like, give me Luke 1. I think it's Luke 1.
Yeah, 68.
Yeah, redeemed us. Yeah, Luke 1 and 68. Yeah. Right, bring it up. Luke 1
all right,
and 68.
this is
And then we're gonna jump on the rest of the parts of Revelations 5 and 9. Go ahead.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. It says, blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Once again, he's the God only of Israel. Keep reading.
For he had visited and redeemed his people.
Who?
It says, for he had visited and redeemed his people.
No, everyone.
For he had visited and redeemed his people.
No, so here you see in Revelation 5 and 9 that he has 5 and 8 actually that he's redeeming these people that's in every kindred, tongue, and nation. Right? So let's see here. We already see here that the redeeming is coming for these people of Israel. Right? Can you read?
It says, and had raised up a horn of salvation for us.
For who?
And had raised up a horn of salvation for us.
Right?
In the house of his servant David.
Right?
As he spoke by the mouth of his holy prophet.
Right?
Which have been since the world began.
Right?
That we shall be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all them that hate us.
Now get this next verse. It's going to show you what the redemption is going into, right? That we was promised. Keep reading.
To perform the mercy promised to our fathers.
That mercy was promised to our fathers. Keep reading.
And to remember his holy covenant.
Right.
The oath which he swore to our fathers, Abraham,
right, that
he would grant unto us that we began delivered.
Read it again.
That he would grant unto us that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies,
right,
might serve him without fear.
Right, so we gonna get redeemed. He's just talking about the Israelites. Now let's go into these words.
Who are the Israelites?
The so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
A lot of new people on that.
Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, a lot of new people on Facebook.
Yeah, for the people who know, we go on Facebook too on another device.
Yeah.
Out of thy blood, out of thy so let's read this again, Revelation 5 and 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us, the redemption for Israel, to God by thy blood. Right? So who's the blood for?
Who's it for?
Let's get it. I think that's you might be in the right one. Let me see. Get the precepts. So like it, what is Israel?
So we're talking about the so-called Black American, so-called Mexican, Hispanic, North American Indian. These are the people that the Lord came and died for. His chosen people. The one that was up under the law. For you Facebook friends, first time you don't know
Matthew
that.
27.
This is what we've been preaching for a long time.
That's right.
That the Lord has come to deliver us. You are the one that's going through all this hell. Your kids are the one been shot down. Your kids are the one been mistreated. You are being mistreated everywhere you go. The so-called black man, North American and Mexican, are being mistreated. So we are talking about you as a people, as a whole, the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
You are going through this hell. And guess what? The Messiah is coming back to deliver you from that. You are the only one need to be delivered.
Right.
The rest of the people, guess what they're doing? They rich, they having fun.
Yeah,
they have been shot down in the street.
That's why we're going into who the Gentiles is.
Exactly.
Get that Matthew 27 and 29.
So just trying to catch you up with what's going on.
God.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 27, verse 29.
Right.
It says, and And when they had pleaded a crown of thorns.
Matthew 27 and 25. So
25. All right, this is Matthew chapter 27, verse 25.
Right.
It says, then answered all the people.
Right. These people were Israelites. Right. They were around him. Keep reading.
And said, his blood be on us.
Right.
And on our children.
Right. So this blood for Mashiach Yahushua was on the Israelites, man. And on our children, man. Right. So let's break down the rest of this Revelations 5 and 9. Right. Because we've been redeemed to God by thy blood out of every kindred. Now look into this word kindred. Because if you not learn, you see the word kindred, you will think, oh, this is talking about everybody.
Exactly.
You know? But let's go into the Greek on this one, man. Right? The word kindred, right? I'll see if I can get it up here. Right? Damn, it's not gonna show up. I might have to screen share it. So like I might have to screen share it. I might can get close to it, so like it. All right, so the word kindred, right, in this text, Revelations 5 and 9. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob, right? So you see here that this kindred is all the sons of the patriarch Jacob, man. Shalom, brothers from the fishermen of Zion. Shalom, brother. Brother from Fayetteville. I seen you on there doing the work too, brother. Keep doing the work. Keep pushing this word through the spirit and the power. How about Shem Yahushua, man? So, Revelation 5 and 9, you see here, it's saying that, look, this kindred is the Israelites, man.
Exactly.
The kindred is talking about is the Israelites. The tongue, give me the Acts 2 and 5. That's what you was holding?
Yeah.
Acts 2 and 5. Because you got to understand that you got Israelites from every tongue and every group of people and nation, right? Let's prove that. Acts 2 and 5. Because this is when they go to church. They love to go to Revelation 5 and 9. Right? So we're going to get on all of them now. Bring it out.
Acts chapter 2, verse 5.
Right?
And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation.
Out of what?
Out of every nation.
So that's taking away the nation. Keep reading.
Under heaven.
Right?
Now, when this was noisily aborted, the multitude came together.
Right?
And were confounded.
Right?
Because every man heard them speak in his own language.
That's what tongue is. They're speaking in these different languages, man. Right? Keep reading.
And they were amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Right.
And here and how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born.
Right. So that's it on that. And then you got the people left over. Now the people is talking about, let's get the blue letter. It says a people group, although a tribe, nation, all those who are of the same stock and language, right? And the second definition is of a great part of the population gathered together anywhere. This is what this means at people, right? The people is not talking about Esau and Hamites, right? The people is talking about of a great part of the population gathered together anywhere. Let's get that for the people in Revelation 5 and 9, right? It says the second definition says of a great part of the population gathered together anywhere, man. So that's what they're gonna be from everywhere, right? The Israelites gonna come out of everywhere, man, out of every nation, right? And they're gonna be reunited with the Most High, man.
Just as He promised. He
It's
should
just
scatter them throughout all nations.
Exactly, man. You know, you sort of got to deal with it, man.
You got to deal with it.
And then it's another one that go to it. Give me that Romans 9 and 24 before we go into Romans 11. Give me Romans 9 and 24.
Romans chapter 9, verse 24.
And we read that earlier. So like we just went over that.
Yeah, we know that.
It was Romans 3 and 29. That's what I want. Romans 3 and 29. And this is just it's so lovely, man. It's so marvelous in our eyes, man. Give me Joel 2 and 27.
Romans 3 in verse 29.
Right?
Is he the God of Jews only?
Right?
Is he not also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also.
Right. So look here, man. Now you know if you're in the spirit, these precepts should be popping up in your head, man. Because God is only the God of one people, man. There's no account of God saying he's the God of these heathens. He's the God of Esau. He's the God of the Moabites. He's only been known as the God of Israel, man. Give me that Joel 2:27, man.
All right, come. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 27.
Right?
It says, and ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
Right?
and I am the Lord your God, and none else.
Right?
And my people shall never be ashamed.
So you see here, the Lord saying he's in the midst of Israel. He's the Lord, their God, and none else. No one else is. So by process of elimination, when you read in Romans 3:29, it says, is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also the God, also of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also. But process of elimination, you can see here that these Gentiles are Israelites, because God is the only the God of the Israelites. It's just sometimes it is simple as that, man. Right? And it's even prophecy. Give me that Hosea chapter 8, verse 8 now. Right? Hosea chapter 8, verse 8.
All right, come. This is Hosea chapter 8, verse 8.
And this was in Hosea's days, man. Right? So how much further now? Bring it up.
It says, this is Hosea chapter 8, verse 8. It
Right.
says, Israel is swallowed up.
All right?
Now shall they be among the Gentiles, as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
So you see here that Israel is among the Gentiles, right? As a vessel wherein is no pleasure. They didn't have no pleasure. Most had no pleasure in them, so they was considered Gentiles, right? It's very sometimes just right there for the taking for you.
Exactly.
You just got to be willing to be able to do the diligent work. Give me that Romans 7:1. Romans 7:1.
Our people are hitting jewels, man.
Yeah.
So we're trying to wake them up.
Yeah.
Bring out these jewels.
And then we go get on to Romans 11, because that's one of the favorites too.
Exactly.
Right?
You said Romans chapter 11?
Yeah. Get Romans 7 first. Romans 7:1.
7:1.
Yeah.
Just want to know you not.
Right. No. Yeah. Come. Yeah. Bring that up. Let's see who Paul was speaking to in Romans. Bring it up.
All right, come. This is Romans chapter 7, verse 1.
Right.
It says, know ye not, brethren, for I spoke to them that know the law.
Read that again. I speak.
It's like, I speak to them that know the law.
Right.
How that the law had dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
Right. So you see here, who is Paul talking to? Paul says he's speaking to them that know the law. Right. These Israelites, in their spirit, they knew the law, man.
Exactly.
In their spirit, they knew of the Most High, man. That's why he was speaking to Israelites. Where's the account of the heathen knowing the law, man? Where's the account of the heathen? They keeping all our feast days. Where's the account of the heathen keeping the Levitical laws, keeping the all the laws in the 613 laws? Where's that account, man? I'm telling you right now, you ain't gonna find it, man. Right? So you see here that he's telling you exactly who he's talking to. Give me Romans 1:7. Give me that Romans 1:7 real quick.
Romans
right?
7 says. All right, come. This is Romans chapter 1, verse 7.
Right?
It says, to all that be in Rome, beloved of God,
Right?
called to be saints,
Right?
grace to you and peace from God.
Right. So they called to be saints, right? To all that be in Rome. Paul's talking to everyone in Rome that's called to be saints. Who are the saints? Let's get it. Psalms 148:14. Right? Who are the saints?
Psalms 147.
148:14. 148:14.
148:14.
Come.
All right. This is Psalms chapter 48:14.
Right?
He also exalted the horn of his people,
Right?
the praises of all his saints,
Right?
even of the children of Israel.
So the saints are the children of Israel. So Paul's talking to all the children of Israel that being wrong, right? That's what he's talking. That's who he's talking to. He's talking to them that know the law in their spirit, man. He's talking to them that was called to this, man. Paul ain't talking to no heathens, man. You know, it's going to sort of hurt these Christians. And it's going to hurt some of you Israelites out there, man. Right? Because they say Paul's a minister to the Gentiles. Yeah, he was a minister to the Gentiles. He was a minister to the wicked Israelites that was scattered abroad. They didn't know who they were, man. That's who he was a minister to, man. Because to minister, you got to be at the church. You got to be at the people. Well, Paul's sitting here ministering to heathens, man. You know, they don't understand what you're talking about, man. Their spirit ain't going to click with that. Because it's not of them, man. Give me that. Let's go to Romans 11. Let's get one of their favorites. Go ahead and get down to verse 15. Right?
Romans 11
and 15.
All right. Okay. Romans 11, verse 15.
Right?
For if the casting away of them be direct reconciling.
Right. So, for if the casting away of them be the reconciling, can you read?
Yeah. Be the reconciling of the world.
Right.
What shall the receiving of them be? But life from the dead.
Right. So listen. Oh, look. What is reconciliation? Right. What is being reconciled? Let's go into it. Let's go into what reconcile means.
Exactly.
Right? Right. Reconcile means to restore friendly relations between. Right? Basically to come back to the Most High. If that comes up on the screen right there. So like it. It should be screen sharing. I'm going to screen share next time. But reconcile, you see here, means to restore friendly relations between. Now, when does the other nations have friendly relations with the Most High? How can they be reconciled? Reconcile means you coming back together. When was they ever together? It never was, man. Can you read?
Verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy, 16. The lump is also holy.
Jeremiah 11.
And if the root be holy, so are the branches.
Right. So all this is saying, right? If you got the fruit, if the fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. If the root be holy, so are the branches. Right. And this is talking about Israel. Right. All the parts of Israel is holy. Right. We're that separate people above all people. Verse 17. And this is the point. This is the point where Christians they come up with their illusions, man. Right. Can you read?
Verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off,
right,
and there being a wild olive tree were drafted in among them,
right,
and with them partakers of the root and the fatness of the olive tree.
So listen, right, you can use common understanding here to understand what this is saying, right? If you have Israelites that was once part of the tree, knew who they were, serving the Most High, right, and they broke off, which means they fell away. They went into all type of wickedness. They went into the ways of this world. They went into the ways of the Gentiles, right? And they had their own tree, right? They grow back up. Are they not still a part of the olive tree? Are they not still a part of that first tree? You know, Christians, they'll try to say this. This is talking about all the other nations. No, this is talking about that same tree. If a branch fall off and it grow the same tree, it's still that same branch. It's still Israel, man. And it's a precept to prove that. Give me Jeremiah 11 and 16. You got to sort of prove all things.
All right, come on.
Jeremiah 11 and 16.
This is Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 16.
Right.
It says, the Lord God, it's like the Lord called thy name a green olive tree.
You're right. He called us a green olive tree. You seeing this right here, talking about the olive tree. Right? Can you read?
Fair and of good.
Fair.
It's like fair and of goodly fruit,
right?
With the noise of a great
tumult,
he had kindled fire upon it,
right?
And the branches of it are broken.
You seeing it right here in Jeremiah,
right?
The branches been. Paul ain't just winging it. He's talking about how beautiful the tree were, and the branches are breaking off, man. They still Israelites. Keep reading.
It says, "For the Lord of hosts that pleaded, planted thee, had pronounced evil against thee,
right?
For the evil of the house of Israel,
right,
and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves,
right,
to provoke me to anger, and in offering incense upon billet
unto Baal.
Unto Baal.
Right. So you see here that you got these Israelites being broken off, even in Jeremiah the 11th chapter, from this olive tree. Right. They're still Israelites. Paul is not just winging it, man. These things have been known as a thing that Israel's been called. Another saying for Israel is an olive tree, man. And you see here that we are this olive tree, and a couple branches broke off, and they growing back up, right? They still are the same. They still a part of the original olive tree, man. You know, it ain't too deep, man. But you get around a lot of them Christians, man. They gonna try to, well, man, we might be the other olive tree, son. No, you're not that olive tree, Esau. Because the olive tree, read verse 16 again. Who is the olive tree?
For if the first fruit be holy.
So like this one. Okay. Jeremiah 11:16. You can.
This is Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 16.
Right.
It says, the Lord called thy name,
right,
a green olive tree.
The Lord's talking to the Israelites, and he called us a green olive tree.
Green olive tree.
Who's the olive tree? Israel, man.
Israel.
You got to sort of deal with it. Keep reading.
All right, keep reading.
No,
okay, verse 17. And if some of the branches be broken off, and there'll be a wild olive tree. Okay, we got that. Let's go to 18. Boast not against the branches.
Right. This means that these brothers that have woken up, the brothers that's built up in the spirit, the brothers that came back to their nationality, the brothers who know who they are.
That's right.
They can't get on the northern kingdom. Oh, the southern king couldn't get on the northern kingdom. And even now, a brother that know who they are, he can't get on the Israelite. They don't know who he is, man.
Right.
You can't boast say, nigga, we are the Lord. You
right.
just went, because you was once like them also.
That's right.
Right? Can you read?
Boast not against the branches, but if their boast, bears not the root,
right,
but the root thee.
Right.
There will say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in.
Right.
Well, because of the unbelief, they were broken off.
Because of what?
Because of the unbelief, they were broken off.
Right.
And there standeth by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear.
Right. Because the reason why they went into all this wickedness, because they had unbelief in the Most High. Right. These other nations, even the Southern Kingdom, man, we eventually became these Gentiles too.
Exactly.
So it's there for Israel, man. You just gotta do. You gotta just look into things, man. I want to find this other precept.
Let's see, verse 21.
Yeah, get that.
Verse 21. For if God spared not the natural branches,
right,
take heed lest he also spare not thee.
Right, because we got this Southern Kingdom. Look, we was all just being destroyed. If you think you're gonna boast yourself up just because you know the Lord, he also will not spare you. You gotta take heed to yourself, man. Right? Because we've been people gotta understand that we are Israel, man. And some, we've been breaking off. It's not that, it's not that hard to understand if you dealing with wisdom. I want to get this precept real quick. Bear with me, Israel.
This is a wake-up call for our people, man. Let them know who they truly are. They're broken branches. You know what I mean? And a lot of our people have been taught that we are Gentiles. Even pastors, man, I talk to, think they Gentiles.
Yeah.
And these guys, man, they've been in church forever. And they still think they are the Gentiles, man. I was like, nah, man, let me read you something. The curses that fit Deuteronomy chapter 28 show you that you are these people that was brought over here. And what can they say when you tell them that? They're like, wow.
Can't really deal with it, man.
They're like, wow. I said, hey, you got to do it, man. You got to study it. But guess what? You never hear back from them.
Yeah.
Because then that Israel, hopefully they study it, going back and looking at it, or they're going back preaching for money. One of the two,
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the two, like T.D. Jakes, you know. He was talking about the same thing we was talking about, man, one day. He was calling the Gentiles, the Edomites, the wild tree, the wild olive tree. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he off, man.
He way off. He way off. He even had an Edomite sitting down there with him.
Yeah.
That's your brother right there, man. He was tripping me out like, man, he's just off.
Right. So, you know,
and look how many followers he got, you know?
Yeah.
That he's deceiving.
Yeah, man. Give me the first Kings, the 8th chapter.
First King?
Yeah, 8 and 47. First Kings 8 and 47.
First King verse 8. No, First King verse 47.
Chapter 8, verse 47.
All right, here we go. First King, chapter 8, verse 47. Yet, if they shall bethink themselves in the land whether they will carry captives,
right,
and repent,
right,
and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives,
right,
saying, we have sinned and we have done perversely,
right,
we have committed wickedness,
right.
Verse 48, and so return unto thee with all their heart.
And this is what Paul was trying to get the Gentiles to do. The Israelite Gentiles. He was trying to get them to return back to the Most High. To return means you had to once be with him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Can you read?
And so return unto with him all their hearts and all their soul.
Return unto thee with all their heart.
Yeah, return unto thee with all their heart.
Right.
And with all their soul.
Right.
In the land of their enemies, which led them away captives.
Right.
And prayed unto thee toward their land.
Right.
Which their grievous
gave us
unto their father, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name.
For thy name.
Yeah, for thy name. Yeah.
Verse
49. Then hear their prayers. No, Salah. Then hear their prayer and their supplication in heaven. Their dwelling places and maintain their cause. Verse 50, and forgive their people that have sinned against thee.
Right.
And all their transgressions wherein they have transgressed against thee.
Right.
And give them compassion before them who carried them captive.
Right.
That they may be compassion of them.
Read that again.
That they may have compassion on them.
Right. So look, if we come back to the Most High, He's gonna have compassion on us. This is what it's all about. Because Israel was separated, you know, it was branches fell off, we don't went through hell, man, as a people. Right. And this is what it's all about. Them getting the Israelite Gentiles coming back in the fold. They're the only ones that can get grafted in. To be grafted in, man, you have to be once a part of it, man. So you gotta, you sort of gotta deal with it, man. And for sake of time, we're finna go out to camp. Lord willing, it's getting late. It's already 8:30 through the Spirit. Sort of got, and it could go longer, to be honest, because I had a couple more precepts I wanted to go into. But for sake of time, we're gonna end off the Sabbath class through the Spirit of Payabah Shem Yahushua. Shabbat Shalom. Well, sun went down now, so it was a Shabbat class. But Shalom Israel.
Shalom Israel.
Once again, want to end off giving all the glory and praises to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua. Shalom and Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.